I'd like to say good morning again to everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Because it is. It's a wonderful morning. It's about 7 a.m. for me, so, there's that as well. You know, there's something I believe, I agree with, I think needs to be done. Why? Because of how funny the world is. And if you know what I mean by that, awesome. If you don't, well, sit back, relax, pull up a chair, and enjoy. This is for everyone in the upper middle class, all the way down to lower class and homeless. Why? Because you need to hear this. You need to know this. You need to believe this. None of the upper class care about you. None of these super rich and wealthy people care. All you're doing is deepening their pockets. Cost of living goes up, wages don't. Groceries get more expensive. The ability to eat, live, survive. Rent goes up. Pay does not go up. Except for very, very rarely. And even then, it does not match the cost of living anymore. Minimum wage jobs are jobs that are supposed to be able to pay where you can live. It's minimum required to be able to make, to be able to live successfully, at least in some relative comfort. And we can't. You have people that become super wealthy. Uh, Good job, they got themselves up there. And yet they forget where they came from. Eventually, they became rich for so long that they forgot where they came from. They forgot about the little people. And so do we. So does the working class. From middle management down to the mail delivery boy or girl, whatever, to the janitor, down to homeless people on the streets. They're nothing more than bumps on the road to you, even. Is it right? No. Is it wrong? Oh, yeah. Yeah, but we all do it, We ignore them, we pretend we can't see them, things like that. And we just can't be bothered to care either about them. Because we have our own problems. We have to make that dollar to be able to keep going. Pay that rent, pay those bills, everything like that, just like anybody else. And yet, even with the job we have, we can't pay that rent. We can't pay our bills. We just sink ourselves into debt one way or another. And we're okay with that, apparently. We are okay with going, hey, I'm going to bust my ass for the next 60 some odd years, 50 some odd years, just to retire and not be able to do anything either, because retirement doesn't make enough. I don't get enough from retirement anymore. But I'm supposed to be okay with that. I kill myself working. You kill yourself working, and you still don't make enough. And we're okay with that. You could try to say that you're not. It's bullshit. Because if you really weren't okay with it, you would do something about it. We all would, but we don't. We've been beat down, put down, and just destroyed to a point where we don't do anything about it anymore. We really should. We 100% should do something about it. And we need to. How often do you ever hear about super rich people going, oh, well, woe is me due to this. I'm down to my last 30, $40 million, 3, 400 million, 500, 600, however much they have. We don't. We don't hear anything like that. Why? Because we let them keep getting more and more money from us. What we need to do, what we really need to do, is something we'll never do. We need to stop. One day, take one day out of the work week and everything, when you're supposed to be there, and say no more. Take one day and stop all business. Stop all functionality. Stop the world. Do you know how many things would get fucked up? Do you know how many lives for these super rich would get wrecked and confused and they wouldn't know what to do? So many. The government would have a conniption even. The government would literally crap itself going, what the fuck? Because they wouldn't know how to function. They have all of these little people who take care of all of their needs. They don't know how to run it themselves. They need them. They need us. So what the hell would happen if we just shut everything down and said, no, y'all want this, this is what's going to happen. He sent a message going, we just shut down for a day. You fucks don't change this shit. You fucks don't make it to where we have a better living wage, better living. We'll shut it down for a week or longer. See, we don't live in freedom of any sort. We live in tyranny. And we need to stop it. We let it happen. We are. We're all like, oh, well, da da la la la. If you can get everybody involved and stop that work for one day, they can't fire everyone. They won't fire everyone. It would cost too much. Why? Because think about what you do. Think about what would happen to your job. They can't afford. They can't afford to lose you. Think about how much it would cost to train someone else. But everything, all businesses, everything else like that, wants you to believe that you're completely and utterly expendable. That, you know, you can be easily replaced. If that was true, then they'd be paying somebody else to do your job. They would be paying somebody else less than what they're paying you for the same job. But they aren't, are they? They are paying you for a job that they cannot afford to lose you in. The only thing that you're doing is allowing them to pay you less than what they should. Now, there's been a lot of grief and everything else like that in the world, too, about fast food workers. Why should they be getting paid, this amount of money and everything? You know, cost of living, whatever. Where they can live, even though it's a minimum wage job. You made it to where they're able to do that. But they also need to be able to live too, not just you. And they provide a service for you too. You know they do. When you're too tired after your day of work and everything to want to cook, when you don't want to cook either. Pretty sure my OBS is crashing too. Sweet. But when you don't want to cook, when you don't want to do anything, they are providing you a service. Pretty valuable one, personally. Because, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. Somebody else will do it for you. But you don't think they deserve to get paid decently for it? They're taking care of your family by feeding them. They're taking care of you by feeding you. That's a fucking joke, though. That you're like, they don't deserve it. If you've ever gone out to a restaurant and ate, same thing. But we get told, and have been told by, the 1%, by the super rich, nah, they don't need that, and you guys don't need this. You guys don't need to get paid this much. Sure, you guys are only getting paid, like 5,000, every 2 months or something like that. They're making that, in a month, if not less, or in less than a month. But you asking for a reasonable living wage, for hell, even a one-bedroom place, you are asking too much apparently. And again, we're doing it. We're allowing that to happen by going and refusing to say anything about it. And another part with the super rich. How often do you see them having family members go out to war, fight in the war? And even if they do, you see them in any kind of actual danger, really? Most of the time, they're just like, we're gonna put our kid here, but they're gonna be fine. They're not on the front lines, typically. Very rarely will you run into some super rich kid and everything who goes, yeah, put me out there. Put me on the front. I got this. No, no, no. They're typically back at base type deal, going, oh god, I stubbed my toe. I stubbed my toe. I can't do nothing. Help me. But again, I am not going to say that all of them are like that. I just am talking about the ones that are like that. But again, we also let them get away with it. We do, we have, we are. And, if we want anything like that to change, we have got to do something about it. But again, we got cowed so badly into thinking, oh, if I do anything like that, worse things will happen. So I better not stir the pot at all. So we don't. We just accept and roll over all the bullshit. again, you take the time, you fucking do it somehow. Where you get everyone involved and you stop everything, all production, everything for a day. Shit'll change. You will have so many people crap themselves too, though, that it'll be hilarious. Now you're gonna have people who'll be like, well, blackmailing the government then. And blackmailing all these super rich people. And who fucking cares if you're blackmailing these people? Who cares if you're holding these businesses hostage, basically? They do it too. They do it to you. Except it's allowed. What they're doing is perfectly acceptable. The way they do it as well, though, is by living wages, by the amount of money you're paid, by all that fun shit. We allowed them to hold us hostage. They used fear tactics, they used everything else like that to make us go, we can't afford to stir the pot here. And we bend over backwards for it. We do. If we stopped, if we said enough's enough, again, I can guarantee they are not going to fire, and nor can they afford to fire every one of you. Because again, if they could, if you were as easily replaceable as they made you believe, they would have done it already and also paid someone less money than what they're paying you. And yeah, I know. Talk is cheap. Easier said than done. Da 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 da, right? And you know what? That is entirely fair to say. It is. I won't deny that. But again, that's why I also said it's a communal effort. You would need everyone's agreement. You would need to actually rise up as one. But again, we won't. Again, we've been cowed so badly. And we need to stop it. It's the only way things change. Let them keep thinking they're tyrants, and they're gonna keep doing it. Let them allow to be tyrants as well, because we do. We're allowing them, and they'll never stop. If it sounds like a, want to be anarchist or something like that, then so fucking be it. I'm okay with that. You want to label me something like that for those words? I'll take it. I don't give a damn. Let me be an anarchist then. But wake the fuck up. Not one of you can't tell me either, though, that you haven't thought, God, this isn't fair. God, this isn't, right. God, this isn't something. And you've had a problem, and you haven't had a problem with anything going on. You know you have. You just haven't said anything. You haven't spoken out about it. Because again, oh God, if I say something, I'll da 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 da. And that's what holds back so many things. And it's unfortunate truth. Fear holds us back from doing so many and saying so many things because we're afraid that what we say is going to make some fruitcake, snowflake, whatever version of the words you'd like to use, upset, mad, or, any one of those things. So we roll over, we play dead, we play good, and go, alright, I'm just going to keep my head down. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully no one will see me. I believe this will all just blow over and I don't have to worry about it no more. And then when you see fucked up things happen, you go, God, fuck you guys, da da da. Or you start bitching about it. And it's like, you had your chance. You didn't take it. So that's on you. But you expect somebody else to come along and, fix it. And go, hey, hey, this happened. That was wrong. That wasn't nice. I didn't like that. You need to do this. It's either we do it ourselves or we expect someone else to come along and fix our problems. We don't do it ourselves because, again, we don't want to stir the pot. We don't want to get ourselves in trouble. We don't want to get fired. Any number of fucking excuses that you could think of under the sun as to why you don't take action. Or it's, not my job, not my responsibility. That also comes into play too. Holy crap, it's bright outside now. Nah. Sorry, squirrel moment here. That's all we ever do. We expect this to happen, that to happen, that to happen, this to happen, whatever. Or if it doesn't, we expect somebody else to take over to fix it. We won't do it ourselves. No, no, we want somebody else to do it for us. But again, that's what we do. We roll over and go, okay, but we're just gonna accept this now. This is what's happening, and we really shouldn't be. Dear God, we shouldn't be, but we fucking do because we're idiots like that. People need to wake the fuck up on that and go, maybe we shouldn't be letting this happen. Maybe, maybe we need to actually say something. Stand up for this. Maybe any number of things. But it all breaks down to maybes. It all breaks down to, what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? I got this to think about. I got that to think about too. Okay. But that's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard too because, hey folks, reality check. You stepping outside your fucking door is a potential death risk. Hell, you being inside your own house even still. You could potentially die anyways from some stupid ass accident even. Normally, and typically, accidental deaths though, let's be honest, I'll be honest here. You have no control over it. You didn't make that choice. For this, you are making a conscious choice to say, nope, I refuse to let this bullshit go on anymore. I refuse to allow crap like this to happen anymore. I want it to change. I'm gonna fucking help fix it. But instead, you're not. You can't because you're afraid of the repercussions, even though you're finally able to make that choice. That choice frightens people, scares them away, makes them gun shy even. Say, no, 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 I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. I'm not guilt free on any of this. I never will be, as well. I mean, let he who is without sin cast first stone. Guess what? We all fucking sin. That's a fact too. All I'm trying to do, and all I want to do, is find that little slice of paradise for myself and go, hey, you know what? I'm not bugging anyone. I'm not bothering anyone. It fucking doesn't matter. Just leave me alone. I'll do me. You do you. We call it fucking good. Instead, no. Big Brother, however you want to, Big Brother, government, whatever term you like to use, has to step in and go, well, see, we have specific things that we say you need to do and how to do it. Okay? Well, you gonna help me do this then? Because not a lot. Well, no, you're gonna have to figure it out yourself. And if you don't figure it out yourself and you fuck up somewhere, well, then we're gonna come after you and say da da la, and you get in trouble. And people say I'm fucking crazy. Uh, Rightfully so, but again, hey, thanks for the lurk, Adam. Yeah, people say I'm crazy, rightfully so. People say a lot of bad things about me too. I don't care anymore. You just can't. You have something you want to say, fucking say it. People do it all the time without any thought or repercussions towards what it may be like for you or how it affects you. People don't care. There's a lot of people that do not care, and you know people that are like that too. You've dealt with them. You deal with them on a daily basis, and you're supposed to just sit there and accept it. Because, hey, that's what the normal shit is. And again, they don't care how messed up it is for you. They don't care that, things are fucked. They don't care about anything like that. They just literally only care about the bottom line for themselves. It's an entirely human behavior, too. And we've just grown to accept it. We've just grown to go, well, that's how shit is now. And we really, really need to stop shit like that from happening again. Or more. Or whatever case scenario you want to go with. But see, that goes with everybody from upper middle class and middle management all the way down to the bottom. That happens everywhere like that. Because you do. You slave away for bottom dollar in the hopes that you'll make enough to be able to keep going, pay your bills, everything else like that. And you don't. See, like for me, I'm disabled. Limited income, whole 9 yards. And I can tell you now, do not make anywhere near enough to live to live off of. I do not make anywhere near enough to even attempt to live on my own. And when you're disabled, you hear about all these people who are disabled and they are allowed to get X amount of help, this kind of help, that kind of help. Um, I don't qualify for anything like that. You may think it's like, oh, well, you don't know. No, I know what the fuck I'm looking at, where I to look, everything else like that. I quite literally do not qualify for any kind of help. They go, well, you should, and like, I get nothing. It, it's perfectly, way perfectly more than enough to drive me fucking bonkers. Because, I'm supposed to have some sort of help. I need fucking help, obviously. And yet, everything goes, well, just because you are doesn't mean you'll actually get help. It's like, isn't the definition of being disabled kind of like, you know, needing help? I'm not sure how else everybody else defines required help or what is defined as needing help, but I'm pretty sure that would be something or should be something where, oh, hey, this person's disabled. They need help. Depending on the type of disability, too, hey, they could use a nice, safe place to live down a lot, whatever. And then health insurance. You would think, oh, hey, we'll give them health insurance. That way, they can keep getting stuff they need to keep living. That's for anybody, though. That one's specifically for anybody. You know, you're in any kind of fucking working field and everything, and your health insurance is bullshit. We all know it. Unless you're paying like, you know, $2,000, $3,000 a month, for health insurance. Your health insurance is bullshit, basically, and you know it. Everybody knows it. Cause, oh hey, yeah, you got health insurance. However, you still have to pay a copay. What? I'm paying this much a month for health insurance, and I still have to pay out of pocket for shit. What? Or, oh hey, yeah, I can see you need this life-saving surgery and everything. But we're not gonna cover it. Well, why the fuck not? Well, under our coverage, it's considered elective. You don't actually need it. What? I need life saving surgery, and you guys are classifying it as a elective surgery, not life saving, which it is. Yeah, pretty much. Hope you enjoy. I will die without this surgery. Well, you shouldn't fucking die then. Well, you should get the surgery. I don't have the money for the surgery. Well, you should get the surgery then. Well, get insurance. I have insurance, but you guys won't pay for all of it. Well, yeah, because you don't have the right kind of insurance, right level of insurance. What? I don't know. There was something that like that. But there are different levels of insurance as well. If you don't pay for, grade A top tier fucking insurance and pay, a nice $5,000, $10,000 fucking premium, it seems like, well, you go into the hospital going for help and everything, and they go, you'll be fine. And again, depending on the kind of insurance you have or where you're from and everything, I've no doubt that anybody and everyone, at least once, has experienced and or dealt with that line before of, you'll be fine. Or you get told, oh, well, this was already pre-existing. Like, okay, I still need it taken care of. Well, insurance isn't going to pay for it because it was already pre-existing. Pretty sure that's not how fucking insurance works. But again, we allow it to. We allow so many things that shouldn't be happening to go on because, again, we don't want to stir the pot. We don't want to cause problems. We don't want to, whatever the case may be. When we should be. We should be fucking taking, rattling, rolling all of it. Uh, but again, why do we allow it? Why do we accept it? Because we do. Because we don't want to stir the pot. We're afraid. And we'd rather work ourselves to death than fucking, you know, stir up anything. I don't like it at all. I hate it. I wish there was ways and a way to change it. I know I don't have the means to do it. I know I don't have a way to change things the way I would like to. I'm tired of seeing loved ones and shit like that get fucked over. Because, oh no, heaven forbid, this shit happened. Well, obviously it's my fault. Obviously I wanted to do such and such a thing. Obviously I wanted to fuck up bad enough that it required this to happen. Because, that's what you're made to feel like. I can also tell you now, though, if I ever have a medical emergency, no fucker better call 911 for me. No, 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 no. Call me an Uber. That's cheaper. But again, that's how fucked it all is. I'd rather get an Uber called for me than 911 because it's fucking cheaper. Usually, if I don't feel like I'm dying, I don't care about going to the doctor or anything either because, again, fucking expensive. Why bother going to a doctor's office where all they're going to tell me is, oh, well, don't do that then. No fucking shit, doc. You want to fucking help me out here a little bit? No. No, not really. Why not? Well, your insurance isn't the best. So, I don't really care about you. We don't really care about you. I had and have had non-emergency question. I was asking my doctor, and I kid you not, my doctor 9 times out of 10 now goes, well, if you're really concerned about it and everything, go to urgent care. I don't want to go to urgent care. I shouldn't have to go to urgent care over something like this. I need you to fucking talk to me. And typically my doctor, and not even my actual doctor either, which is again the amazing part. It is a intern or someone who works quote unquote closely with my doctor who fucking gets a hold of me. Because that's how that works. I don't even warrant my doctor directly emailing me back or messaging me back. It's someone who works closely with my doctor. What's the point of fucking having a doctor if you never talk to them anymore? Or directly, or anything like that. It's just, what's the fucking point? And, speaking only because personal experience here and shit like that in life and whatever else you'd like to call it. Pity anybody that's diabetic. Pills aren't fucking cheap. The insulin's not fucking cheap. None of it's fucking cheap. Even with insurance, like, holy shit biscuit if you do not have the right kind of insurance. Because again, you are paying out the ass for life saving medication. I need this medication to live. Okay, well, for a 30-day supply, it's going to be about $8,000. Not really, but, you know, it's fucking expensive. Or anybody that suffers from anything that requires medication to, continue surviving, living some semblance of normal life. And you're paying a ridiculous amount of money for it. It's like, why? Like, why is this life saving medication for me so fucking expensive? Why do I have to, in essence, fucking die because I can't afford this? And you guys tell me, well, you should buy it. That way you don't die. But we're gonna make it so expensive that you question the validity of actually doing this now. But again, we let it happen. We don't stop it. We just roll over and go, alright. Also, weird segue thing. Side note, however you want to call it. If you have a family member that dies, you're not obligated to pay for their bills. Like, if you have a family member who dies in debt, uh, you don't have to pay for that. Like, period. That's not something you have to do. Companies will fucking try and make you think that and bully you into believing that and everything else like that. And that is not your responsibility. So weirdly putting that out there, that way you know. That way you don't get randomly bullied into paying for shit that you don't have any responsibility to take care of. Granted, yes, I know it's a bit weird with me knowing weird shit like that, but hey, fuck it. I like knowing weird things. It makes me happy. Impart little pearls of wisdom on people. Have people be like, oh, I don't know that. Yeah, well, now you do. But I also like to rant, rave, and just overall be a very angry individual. So, you know, eh. But it's also fun. What's life without fun? Nothing. Boring. Just, eh. So, try to find things that'll make you happy too. There's also those key factors, little pearls of wisdom too. But this life is fucked up. Everything's fucked up. You're gonna run into a lot of fucked up things. And, the biggest thing that you're gonna have to get into your head, through your head, whatever wording you'd like to use, is the fact of you're allowing it to happen to yourself. You're allowing all this bullshit that shouldn't be happening, and you wonder why it's happening. I mean, you do nothing to stop it. Again, I'll tell you now, and I mean it. Stop working. Take the day. Get coworkers too. Get everyone. And I mean everyone you can. Stop working for a day. Don't answer calls. Don't answer texts. Don't answer nothing. Stop all production for a day. Watch how quickly shit changes. If I can let anarchy go. Let them deal with all the bullshit. Let them deal with the fallout. Let all these rich fucks deal with it. And to see how quickly things will start to change. But again, you won't. We won't. We'll just keep being that dog that gets beat. Because that's what we're good at. And with that, folks, I will leave you on with I'll leave you with that. That little laugh, that little giggle at the end. And as I've said before at the end of all these two before, thank you very much, and let the insanity take hold.